me do my best to put you at ease, to help you to feel as comfortable as possible in knowing what you might expect of our time together. When we are working one-on-one together, it is a collaborative effort. And what I need from you, please, is a verbal reply to everything I say as quickly as you can squeeze it in. Please do so without embellishing with detail. Please do not volunteer all kinds of information I haven't asked for. I just need a quick, yes, that's true, that's correct, I understand, that makes sense, if it does. If it's not making sense here and now, absolutely okay and acceptable to question that. Best thing you could say to me is, I don't know. It's a really great answer. I don't know, I don't understand that right now, I'm not remembering that, and I think that's fair. I would only caution you not to be so quick to rush to flat out dismiss no something I might be saying, because if we are interacting one-on-one today, you're going to be sitting in the hot seat and there's going to be 30 people staring right at you. No pressure, right? I can only be as good as your ability to recall and verify. And a lot of people develop psychic amnesia, where you become oblivious to the obvious for not having that immediacy of recall. Would you believe I've had it happen a number of times that people forgot it was their own birthday that day? People go blank on their kids' names, their dogs' names, their grandparents' names. I hear from people on my Facebook page almost daily who follow up with me to validate and verify things, and they're messaging me and they'll say, you know, it wasn't until the drive home that it dawned on me.
So please don't be so quick to shut me down. Keep the door of possibility cracked open, please, and then you'll keep me happy too. Would you believe the first 5 people to be singled out today was already determined Thursday afternoon?
What I do is I will save up any free circular or magazine that I would get in the mail, like the AARP magazine or little newspaper, I save those up. And I'll get myself alone, I'll say my prayers, and then I'll say, now this is for Saturday afternoon at Cashtown Inn. And I'll have 5 different documents, and I'll say, now one document is for one person. The second document is for the second person, and so on. And I'll just flip through. They tell me, go 3 pages in and you'll see what you need to write down. So I have 5 pages of notes of 7 bullet points each. And I am looking for the one person in the room who connects to every single bullet point. It never fails. Can you imagine? Isn't that amazing? And the most mind-blowing thing is when someone claims the information and we're making contact with a loved one that comes through, and then they'll say, I only signed up last night to be here, and it was after I had taken the notes. Really extraordinary. Listen carefully, please, because invariably I'll say, I need a connection to the name John. And somebody will go, oh, that's my dad. My God, I've been praying for him to come through. And I'll say, I need all of these. So please listen carefully. I'll repeat them several times because it takes sometimes people takes a few minutes for people to connect the dots and think back. These are references to you personally, people that you know who are living, people that you know who are deceased. I want a connection to a doctor in the family. That's an MD or a PhD. I'd like a connection to the name Courtney. Doesn't have to be a family member. I'd like a connection to the name Ted. I'd like a connection to an October birthday, a pearl necklace, and that I felt like it had been something that was handed down, a connection to a military veteran, and something about the name Hitchcock. Where are we, please? No one goes to the bathroom until we figure this out. How's that for incentive? I'd like a connection to a doctor in the family, in your family tree somewhere, an MD or a PhD. And that's living or deceased. A connection to the name Courtney. Connection to the name Ted. This could be a coworker, this could be a neighbor. A connection to an October birthday, something about a pearl necklace. Connection to a military veteran, living or deceased. And finally, something about the name Hitchcock.
Some of those get.
I need all, and you think you might have them also. So between the two of you gals, who's the doctor in the family?
That was my grandfather.
Thank you. Who's the doctor?
I have a nephew and God.
That are doctors.
Yes.
Okay. Courtney. Courtney.
Friend.
Thank you. Ted.
I work with
Ted.
Friend.
A friend. October birthday. October birthday.
Sister, niece.
Sister and niece. I think this might be for her. Pearl necklace.
Given to me by my father.
Given to you by your father. Is your father deceased?
Yes.
Thank you. I think this might be for her. Military veteran. Was that Daddy?
Grandfather.
A grandfather? Thank you. And the name Hitchcock.
My son loves the movies of Hitchcock.
Your son is an Alfred Hitchcock fan? Okay. Could I have your first name, please?
Veronica.
Veronica. And Dad's first name, please? And about the age when he passed. And also, who is Sam?
James is my father's name.
Thank you. Who's Sam?
Not sure.
Sam, Sammy. That could also be a reference to Samantha.
Samantha took care of my mom. She was fine.
Okay. Is she still living?
Yes.
Okay. There's a shout out to Sam. So I might be getting mom and dad. So dad is Jim, and whose mother, please?
Veronica.
Veronica. Okay. And you are Veronica also? Yes. Correct. Okay. All right. There's also a reference, Veronica, to the month of May as being eventful or significant, connected to memory.
Parents' anniversary.
Their anniversary. So I want you to know that they are coming through together and they are acknowledging their anniversary. They want to be remembered to their girls, plural. Who would that be? Do you have a sister?
2 sisters.
2 sisters who are still living?
Yes.
They want to be remembered to their girls, okay? And did someone have a spaniel dog or a dog with longer ears? Because there is a dog with them. Long ears,
Cousin had one.
like a spaniel would have.
Yes.
Okay, there is a dog with them. And did someone have a bird as a pet? Because there's a bird in a cage that is with them. Who had the bird?
Me.
You did. Okay, so all the pets are taken care of and accounted for. I want you to know that. I do need to ask you, they're showing me a relationship in the family that has splintered and divided.
Yes, my sister.
Your sister, is she, are you estranged from her or is she divorced? They're going like that, you were estranged from sister. Don't tell me anything, please. And who is Susie?
I don't know. Cousin.
Who's still living?
Yes.
There's a shout out to Susie also, okay? So what they want to say about, well, that's not very nice. They're showing me the word toxic connected to sister and the relationship.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you, Veronica? Okay. What they're telling me is that you are within your rights. Is she alcoholic? Your sister, I'm smelling alcohol. Is that a possibility?
I already talked to her.
Okay. They are saying that you are are you Ronnie?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm supposed to call you Ronnie. They're saying that you are within your rights to hold her at arm's length. But that at some point in the future, out of the blue, you may hear from her, and to be gracious enough to hear her out. Okay? There may be a point at which she sees the light or needs to make a confession of some sort, but until then, I don't want you to feel as though you have offended or hurt or insulted mom and dad. Okay? All right. I don't know if that's something you've had anxiety or worry about, because you feel as though they would have wanted you to stay in contact and stay in communication. You understand? Okay. And there's also a reference to Chris, who I think is living. A cousin? Okay. So there's been a couple references to cousins that they've made, and usually when they sort of call out some of those random names that are a little bit more distant in the family, there's a reason for it. And so I don't know if it's been a while since you've been in contact with those cousins, or if you know anyone who knows them, but you might want to touch base and just check in to see if everybody's okay. how everybody's feeling, that sort of thing. All right?
Yes.
All right. And who is the nurse? They're referring to someone who is living, who is the nurse. You're the nurse? They want to tell you that they're very pleased and proud of your service, the service that you have given and devoted to the health, welfare, and care of other people. Which one of your folks had dementia?
My mom.
Mom did. Do you currently work with people who are affected by memory loss issues? Because there's a special thank you about that in particular, specifically.
I cared for her.
You cared for her, but are you also interacting with other folks now who grapple with issues of memory loss?
Not anymore.
Okay. Might be something for you to consider and reflect on as you're going forward. You're probably more so thinking about retirement, right? But give it some thought, would you please, Veronica? Do you have questions about anything that I've said? There's also an apology from Mother as well. So I don't know if there was some tension or friction there toward the end, or if you clashed. She's showing me two rams coming together, butting heads repeatedly, which is typically my symbol for that. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, and you don't have to elaborate here and now, but I think it makes sense, thank you. But I feel as though there are some things maybe that maybe she was short with you, or maybe she was overly critical or demanding, but there's an apology there, if that makes sense to you. And there's also a reference to the month of July as being eventful and significant, connected to memory.
July, my birthday.
Dad's birthday. Okay. All righty. Do you have questions about anything I've said? They're very pleased and proud of your beautiful good works. Yes. Yeah, very nice. I'm going to give this to you as a souvenir.
Thank you.
All right. What a great way to start.